Hey everybody, Eric here with another random video. This one is by request. I don't know if I should say who requested it. I don't know if that's the proper etiquette. But I recently made a video of recent trade paperback and hardback comic book acquisitions. And you can, if you look in the comments of that video, you can clearly see who asked to see some more stuff. In that video, I talked about other collected editions that I have. I have a shelf over here just filled with stuff. I didn't pull anything off of this shelf for this video, but I also mentioned that shelf is full, so there was stacks of books and things with some more trade paperbacks and hardbacks, and someone asked to see those because I just mentioned them. So here we go. I'm just going to show you more of the collected editions that I have. So you can, for your, maybe you'll see something you like. They're in no particular order. So here we go. A lot of that reaching is going to be going on again. So on top of the pile here, I have Stumptown, Volume 3. The Case of the King of Clubs. This is by Greg Rucka, Justin Greenwood, Ryan Hill. In my other video, I mentioned that I'm a huge fan of Greg Rucka. There's the back of it for you. I've read the first volume of this. I have the second. They're both on the shelf. Picked up this third one. Can't remember if I ordered it from Amazon or grabbed it at Barnes & Noble. But either way, so this is about Dex Perios. She's a private investigator in Portland. This was made into a short-lived, unfortunately, TV show. It lasted one season. I enjoyed it. It was sometimes like every other private investigator show out there, but sometimes it was better than that, and I loved the characters, the actors, the cast, all that. And it was, as far as my understanding, it was renewed for a second season, and then 2 weeks later canceled because of COVID. They said they couldn't go into production because of COVID, and so ABC said, well, all right, then you're canceled. That's the way I read the story. But anyway, that's Stumptown. It's good stuff. Oh, here we go. This is The Tomb of Dracula, the Complete Collection, Volume 4. I don't know if this completes the complete collections for Dracula. This has, let's see, what's in here? It's hard to read. Tomb of Dracula, 36 through 54, Doctor Strange, number 14, Dracula Lives, 12 and 13, and material from Legion of Monsters, number 1. Let's see, is there any black and white? Yeah, it's got some black and white stuff in it. It's got beautiful, colorful stuff in it. Huge fan. This is the book that brought us Blade, the Vampire Hunter. There he is on the back. I think Marvel's version of Dracula is my favorite version of Dracula. I have the other 3 volumes on the shelf over here. And I don't know why they're doing these complete collection as opposed to epic collection. I don't know what the marketing is or anything, but love those covers. So this one got from the comic book shop. Special order. Alrighty, what is next? Alright, this is Deadpool versus Carnage. And this collects Deadpool versus Carnage 1 through 4, Superior Carnage Annual number 1. Written by Cullen Bunn. I mentioned him in my last video. Yes, I did. So I just found this somewhere. Don't remember if it was at the comic book shop or at Half Price Books. But I think I think everything we're going to look at here I have not read yet. So I'm looking forward to this. Love that artwork. Really great covers. I'm a fan of, big fan of Deadpool, medium fan of Carnage. So that's that. We'll move on to, this is definitely from the comic book shop. Most of this stuff, except for anything I bought new, brand new, most of this was probably about 50% off, whether it was from Half Price Books or my comic book shop. And some were even less than 50% off, or more than 50% off, paid less than the one, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this is Howard the Duck. This is volume 1 of whatever year this run is. Wow, 2015B. I don't know what that means. But it says Collecting Howard the Duck 2015B 1 through 6, and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl 2015B number 6. So there you go. Huge fan of Howard the Duck, although I do prefer the classic 70s look to this new look. And I have Howard the Duck, the complete collection, 4 volumes of that. That's all they have. And that's, it says complete collection, but that's like the original runs. So I got to pick up these if I want to read newer stuff. But big Howard the Duck fan. All right, that was 50% off on that book. Here's one I paid full price for because I got it new. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This is Pulp. It's an original graphic novel, hardback. I mentioned in that last comic book video that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips are one of the greatest comic book teams around. And I've seen some lists for best of 2020 comic book stuff, and this has been number 1 on a few lists. Haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's see, another one I found for half price at the comic book shop. Solo Avengers Classic. What does this have in it? Solo Avengers 1 through 10. That's easy enough. There you go. Back cover, front cover, and it's classic. Does it give a year? 1987. This is classic stuff. I feel like Hawkeye was the headliner, and then, yeah, it looks like, as I'm flipping through, it looks like Hawkeye's the headliner, and then you have someone else in each issue. So Hawkeye in every issue, and then another person as a backup story, I think is how it worked. Again, haven't read it yet. I probably read these way back in the 80s, although I was in the service in 87, so maybe I didn't read these when they first came out. But I dig this stuff. Love it. Alright, here's one. I don't remember if I've shown this in a video before. I was super excited to get this. I ordered it third party from Amazon, and it turns out it came from cheapgraphicnovels.com, whom I've ordered directly from. I didn't realize when I ordered this off of Amazon that it was coming from them. I could have saved a step. But this is Supervillains Unite, the complete supervillain team-up. Again, just classic. Big fan of villains. This collects giant-sized supervillains team-up 1 and 2, supervillain team-up 1 through 14, and 16 and 17, Avengers 154 through 156, and Champions number 16. The reason Supervillain Team Up 15 isn't in here, I believe, is because it's a reprint issue. Just reprints some old story that's unimportant, apparently. So, there you go, some interior artwork. But very excited to get the series minus 1 issue in a collected edition. Ooh, that was a nice cover. See if I can find it again. You just talk amongst yourselves. Well, that's not the one I was looking for, but still, that's a great cover. My favorite version of Iron Man. It's good stuff. I'm a huge Doctor Doom fan. Very excited to have this. Alrighty. This one, I think, was a half-price books find. I believe Legends of Red Sonja. This has stories by Gail Simone, Nancy A. Collins, Devin Grayson, Meljean Brooke, I don't know. Tamora Pierce, Leah Moore, Nicola, Brianna Pratchett, Mercedes Lackey, Marjorie M. Liu, Blair Butler, Kelly Sue DeConnick. So it's an anthology of Red Sonja stories from Dynamite. Good stuff, hopefully. Haven't read it yet. Alright, here's one I found at Half Price Books. I used to have the original single issues of this. We're back to Cullen Bunn. This is The Sixth Gun. It's a horror western. There's the back. This is the first thing I ever read by Cullen Bunn. I didn't buy it based on his name. I bought it based on the fact that it's a horror western. After reading this, now I do buy things just based on Cullen Bunn's name. Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt. Let's give that guy some credit. This is good stuff. This is the first volume. There's more to it. And I think all I've read was what's in this first volume. I think the issues after this might be when I took my comic book hiatus. So I do have to find the rest of these. But, you know, when you find something like this at Half Price Books, you grab it. You can't pass it up. Alrighty. Another Half Price Books grab. This is Grendel Archives by Matt Wagner. A little hardback. It's from Dark Horse. Huge Matt Wagner fan ever since reading Mage, which is one of my absolute favorite comic books of all time. Grendel's cool. I'm not as big a fan of Grendel as I am of Mage, but it's Matt Wagner, and it's cool stuff. There you go. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. So this was kind of cool to find. It's the earliest stuff. This volume contains the first ever Grendel story from Primer number 2 and Grendel 1 through 3, originally published in the early 1980s. I did not dig these out, so I guess I lied. I'm not showing you everything because I'm looking down. I have Grendel Omnibus, Matt Wagner's Grendel Omnibus, all 4 volumes that I found at Half Price Books. They're pretty thick. They're paperback, and they are pretty much every Grendel thing. Whether Matt Wagner did it, there's different artists, different writers. There was a Grendel novel. I believe it was written by Greg Rucka, illustrated prose novel. That's in there. Tons of stuff, but this is a nice little thing. I have a Grendel versus Batman. I have Grendel in the Shadow. They're on the shelf over there. That's why I'm pointing like that. But love Matt Wagner's writing. Love his art. It's good stuff. I guess I'm just going to say that about everything. All right. Getting into a couple of bigger things here. Found this at the comic book shop. I think I paid half price for it. This is The Tick, the complete Edlund. 424 pages, 12 original Edlund issues, plus more. There's your back cover. This is the classic black and white Tick. I think it introduces Paul the Samurai, all sorts of other characters. Absolutely hilarious stuff. Yep, I just saw a picture of Paul the Samurai. Hilarious comic book. It was just one of the funniest. It's great stuff. Never watched the cartoon. I did watch the original live-action show with Patrick Warburton as the Tick, which I thought was pretty funny. I've only seen the first episode of the is it Amazon original with Peter Serafinowicz, but love the comic. Alright, now here's something I bought from the comic book store, but it was new, so I paid full price. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Ultimate Collection, Volume 1. Right there. This is a big, fat book. It's got those issues in it. And this is the old classic black and white stuff. See if I can find a good page. That's not a bad one. There you go. This is before they had a cartoon and they became kids stuff. This is when they were violent. And their origin was basically Daredevil's origin. Wherever it's told. Somewhere. Doesn't look like it's the first issue. Maybe? I don't know. But there was an old blind man crossing the street, and this young kid knocked him out of the way of an oncoming truck, and some radioactive stuff flew off the truck and hit that kid in the eyes. It blinded him and gave him superpowers. But then it bounced into the sewers, and 4 turtles crawled through it, and they grew up to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But man, love it. All right, there's a lot more to go through. Here's something I picked up at the comic book shop. It was part of their live videos, but I did not claim it during the live video, but it was still sitting there when I went in to pick up my comics, so I grabbed it because I am a fan of Judge Dredd. And this is Judge Dredd Crime Files, or Crime File. It's actually 4 graphic novels, I suppose, in this nice little box. There you go. I dig Judge Dredd. Great satire. I feel like I've shown this in another video. This is one I did claim during my comic book shop's live videos. It's $7 cover price. I paid more than that. Excuse me, but it is very old. It's not in perfect shape, but it was absolutely worth what I paid for it, which wasn't much. It was like $10 or $15. But this is Son of Origins of Marvel Comics. I love that cover. Absolutely my favorite version of Iron Man. I say that every time. And this has the first appearances and origin stories of these characters. It's good stuff to have. It's nice archival stuff, you know. Expensive on Amazon. I'd love to find the original just origins of Marvel Comics. And there's a villains version and there's a female version. But they're expensive. I was lucky to get this for the price I did. Alright, my stack's getting kind of high, so how am I going to do this? Where am I going to start putting this stuff? I guess if I turn this way, you can't see what I'm doing. Trust me. Alright, another one I grabbed at the comic book shop for half price. This is part of the Marvel's Max line. This is Zombie. I think this came out during the height of the Marvel Zombies craze. So this was just some zombie story that they told. It was a miniseries, 1 through 4. It's all collected in here. Crazy zombie action. There's the back. Just a nice horror story. This was one I ordered. So I paid cover price for it. Ordered it out of the previews. This is Silver Surfer Black by Donny Cates, Trad Moore, Dave Stewart. This is a storyline that came out of Guardians of the Galaxy, one of their relatively current runs. not the one that's going on right now, the previous one to that. Collects the miniseries Silver Surfer Black 1 through 5. And it is wild, wild artwork. Just fantastic, beautiful artwork. Another one I need to dig into one of these days soon. The reason I haven't read a lot of these, I'm really far behind. I mentioned this before, I think. I'm really far behind on my monthly comic books. I'm trying to tear through them. So far, I've only read 1 or 2 books this month, and then I put book reading on hold, and I'm just reading comic books, and I still have, a stack too high to show on the computer screen. I think I'm up to books from March or April. I don't know. That's how far behind I am, but I'm making a dent. So a lot of this stuff is going to have to wait. I got to get through these monthly books, get to the point where when I get my 3 or 4 comic books in a week, I can just read them and I'm done, instead of I let them pile up way too long. So let's continue. I got quite a few more of these. Another one I got from the live video at my comic book store. This is Ms. Marvel, Best of the Best. This is Volume 1. It's a hardback. With that, I think that's Frank Cho is the name of the cover artist there. Let's see if it'll tell me. I think that's, come on, somebody tell me. Yes, Frank Cho. Just want to make sure I had the right name. It's Marvel Premiere Edition. I don't know what that means. But there's the back cover. This is Ms. Marvel 1 through 5 and Giant Ms. Marvel number 1. From what era is this? 2006 is when they were originally printed. But got this cheap. This is what? $20 cover price. I think I paid $5 or $6 for it. And at the same time, I got Spider-Woman Origin. This is 1 through 5 hardback of the issues 1 through 5. I think that was just a mini series. Let's see. Trying to find a year. Looks like 2006. This is Brian Michael Bendis. I know a lot of people aren't Brian Michael Bendis fans. I happen to like his writing. More on Marvel than what he's been doing with DC. And I'm a Spider-Woman fan, so this is a $20 book I got for $5 or $6. All right, I'm going to grab 2 of these together. These were recommended to me by my comic book guy, one of the guys at the comic book shop. They had them on the shelf. I think I paid half price for these. And these are a couple of miniseries collected. This first one is Beasts of Burden Animal Rights by Evan Dorkin and Jill Thompson. And this is, I mentioned this in my other video, it's animals versus Lovecraftian horrors. Apparently there's a rain of frogs. So there's some interior art. Looking forward to these. I'm a big fan of the Lovecraftian mythos, and anthropomorphic animals can be fun. So, all right, we'll set that one there, and that's followed by, I bought these at the same time, Beasts of Burden, Wise Dogs, and Eldritch Men. Is that what it says? There's your cover. And this is Evan Dorkin, Benjamin Dewey, and Nate Picos. Not sure how you say his name. Definitely a different art style. But same thing. Animals versus evil. Definitely looking forward to those. All right. I got one more pile here. I'm going to grab these 2 together. So the Marvel Secret Wars, the third one, happened when I was on a hiatus from comic books. I do have the collected edition of the main event miniseries. I have not read it yet. I know a bit of what the story is. But aside from that, there were just a ton of interconnected series that went with it. And again, just grabbed a couple out of the trade paperback box at the comic shop, half price. Picked a couple that were of interest to me. This is Battle World, Master of Kung Fu, because Shang-Chi is one of my favorite characters of all time. So this is Master of Kung Fu 1 through 4, the Battle Worlds edition. And they're sort of alternate reality versions of characters. So I grabbed this one. And at the same time, I grabbed Battle World Marvel Zombies, because it's got Elsa Bloodstone, another character I love, and this is Marvel Zombies 1 through 4. And it also includes the first issue of the original Marvel Zombies series. So I'll read the collected actual Secret Wars story first, and then I'll jump into these Battle Worlds. There's a few others that looked kind of interesting, but these were the two that jumped out the most, Master of Kung Fu and Marvel Zombies. More stuff that I got from the live videos that my comic book shop does. I think these were $5 or $6. I think they were $6 a piece. And this is Mike Mignola's Hellboy Weird Tales Volume 1, which is basically an anthology of different Hellboy stories by different writers, different artists. There's interior art from one of the stories. And then Volume 2. Basically the same thing. Different writers, different artists. Just telling stories in the Hellboy world. Let's see, where'd it go? I saw a cool one I thought looked like a cool page. No, that's not the page I was looking for, but there you go. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Always been a big fan of Hellboy, so snagged these. I have a bunch of Hellboy novels and short story collections, but I don't have a lot of the comic book stuff. That's one of the things I'm working on, building my Hellboy collection. All right, another one from the half-price box, and another one that I used to have the individual issues. Don't anymore. This is Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, Head Trip. This collects Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth 1 through 13. This is written by Victor Gischler with a bunch of different artists. There you go. Again, big Deadpool fan, big Victor Gischler fan. So, this was a must-have. I've read everything that's in here, but I want to reread it because I don't have those individual issues anymore. Love this stuff. It's a good time. Read some stuff by Victor Gischler. All right. I think I got this at Half Price Books. This is The Vision. It's written by Tom King. And let's see, we've got Gabriel Hernandez, Walta, and Jordi Belair. So let's see. What does this say? Oh, wait. All right, so that was... I mixed up names. Tom King is the writer. Gabriel Hernandez Walta is the artist. And then Jordi Belair is the color artist. This was a Vision miniseries, ongoing, I'm not actually sure, where he creates a family for himself. Vision is a great character. The daughter, she's in the Champions. Big fan of her character. And big fan of Vision. So Tom King, I think, is mainly known for his work on Batman. I think he wrote Heroes in Crisis. Or maybe he's most known for his Mr. Miracle maxi series. I don't know. I have that. I haven't read it yet. I believe he's the one writing Strange Adventures, which is another maxi series with Adam Strange. I'm getting those individual issues. It's how far behind I am. I haven't read any of those yet. But what I've read of his, I enjoy. So another one. Looking forward to reading all these that I haven't read yet. More from the half-price box at the comic book store. This is Lazarus Volume 1, Lazarus Volume 2. They are by Greg Rucka and some other people. Let's see. All right, where's the credits here? Written by Greg Rucka, art and letters by Michael Lark with Stefano Guadiano. I don't know how you say that. And Brian Lavelle. It's Greg Rucka. I'm going to buy it. I absolutely am a huge fan of his stuff. I think I may have mentioned that when I showed you Stumptown, the very first book in this video. There's a lot of stuff he's done I do not have, but I'm trying to get it. If you've seen the movie, Netflix original movie, Old Guard? I think that's what it's called. That's based on Greg Rucka. I don't have that comic, but I have a ton of his novels, bunch of his other stuff, and now I have these two that I'll get to read. All right, this one's from Half Price Books. This is Archie Horror Presents Chilling Adventures in Sorcery. And this is a black and white book that reprints a bunch of old horror stories from Archie Comics. Well, there's an introduction. I'm not going to read it now. Maybe I should have read it before I did this. But let's see. They show covers, but I don't see a price on the original issues. That would help me pinpoint when it came out if they were like 25 cents. Oh, well, there you go. 20 cents. That's what it says. So I don't think that's a fake. I think that's the actual price. So just some old stuff. Old horror. Love it. Goes well with all the rest of the Archie horror stuff. It's a half-price book find. I think so. This is Daredevil Yellow by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Part of their Color series. They had, there's Hulk Gray. And there was Spider-Man Blue. And I think Captain America... I don't remember what color Captain America was. But it's... Man, that beautiful art style. And this is a retelling of Daredevil's origin. I think that's essentially what they did with these books. My nephew got a hardback, a cheap hardback that has this, the Spider-Man, the Captain America maybe? The Hulk might be in there. I don't remember everything that's in there. A bunch of the color ones. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to get that when I had the chance, so I got to find the individual issues. But it's good stuff. I've read this before. I believe I've read the Spider-Man and the Hulk and the Captain America, but it's nice to have them, especially with that beautiful artwork. Ha! There's the thing. I love it. All right, only 2 more to go. This one is a half-price bookstore find. I think it must have been a remainder of some sort because they had a bunch of them on the shelf. This is Howard Chaykin's American Flag Definitive Collection Trade Paperback Volume 2, which I was very happy to find because months before I found this, they had a bunch of Volume 1 up there. I grabbed that, and then I went online to see if I could find Volume 2 anywhere, and it was tough to find. And then one day I walked in and they had a couple of these on the shelf. I've mentioned before, I love Howard Chaykin's stuff. I love his artwork. I love his stories. He gets pretty political, but it's good stuff. Love it. And it's nice to have these 2 volumes of American Flag. What does this have? Issues 7 through 14. So I'm guessing the first one has 1 through 6. And it must have some other stuff, because it's about the same thickness. Ooh. Wait, saw a cover. Covers are always good. Where'd it go? That's not what I was looking for. Again, not the one I was looking for, but still cool to show it. And then finally, got this at the comic book shop in their half-price box. This is a hardback of Justice League International, which this has... Tell me. It won't tell me on the back. Will it tell me inside? Somewhere. Where's the copyright page? Justice League 1 through 6, Justice League International number 7. So obviously that's when they changed the title to International. Fun book. Great team. It's not the big guys that you're used to seeing, except for Batman there. But you got Guy Gardner, Blue Beetle, Mr. Miracle, Captain Marvel, or Shazam, as he's known. Dr. Fate's there. But they also have Booster Gold, Maxwell Lord, the bad guy from Wonder Woman 1984. But this is just, it's a lot of fun. Great artwork. Great characters. It's almost more about the characters and their interactions than the adventures that they go on. But this is Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Kevin Maguire. Some different inkers, Al Gordon, Terry Austin. Just a lot of fun. I was really happy to find this. I think there might be an omnibus of these things, but I can't afford to buy omnibuses for everything. I got to save that for special books. So I was happy to find this. It's a lot of fun. It's another one I'm looking forward to rereading. Ooh, there's a nice little headshots of a bunch of people. All right. Well, that's the last one I've got to show you. That was, with the exception of the Grendel omnibuses, which are buried, that's the collected editions, the hardcovers, the trade paperbacks that I had stacked with a bunch of other just random books, and I've got some games over there. I have very limited space, and my shelves are full, so I just have stacks of things. Sometimes it's difficult to get through them. I guess I lied again. My big, thick, fat omnibus editions of different things are also over there, but they're at the bottom of a stack. I didn't dig them out. Maybe someday I'll dig them out. I'm going to try and rearrange things, get my stuff a little bit neater. Maybe that's when I'll dig those out and show you what I've got in the big fat. If you watched that last video and saw the big Moon Knight omnibus I have a bunch of other stuff too. Got them most of them from cheapgraphicnovels.com. I should get them to be a sponsor. But you can get stuff at a good price there. Anyway, that's it. There you have it. Just some random comic book stuff. I probably picked up all of this in 2020. At some point. Not during lockdown, but maybe some of it was before lockdown, the rest after. I don't know. But some of that, I don't think any of it was this year. It's only been a couple of weeks. So it must have all been last year. But anyway, there you go. Someday, I'm going to, when I get back to showing my bookshelves, you'll see the shelf with all the other stuff, all the other collected editions on it. Excuse me. I may do some comic book reviews, maybe, like mini series and things that I've read. I was thinking about doing a video on authors that I discovered through their work on comic books. I've mentioned a couple of them already, but I might do just one video sort of dedicated to some of the authors that I love. I love their prose work, but I discovered them through their comic book work. If anybody's interested in that. If I do that, it'll be a while. I've got, there's a lot of videos this week, at least as of this recording, the week that this is going to go up. I think I did one every day. If I put this up on Saturday, that will mean 7 videos this week. One every day of the week. I'm trying to line up another interview. I do that one at a time because I don't have to try to, if I'm interviewing this person at this time, I can't do this person at that time. So I don't want to juggle that stuff. So I try to set up one interview at a time. We'll see if this one happens. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll just have to wait and see. I do have some more book reviews already recorded. You'll see a bunch in a row with the same shirt. Not this shirt, but a bunch with the same shirt because I do them all. I do a bunch in one day. So at the beginning of this, I mentioned I haven't been reading books. I've been reading comics, but I do have some reviews already locked and loaded. And if I get desperate, if I run out of those, I can always record something quickly on something I read last year that I didn't review. Anyway, this is just me rambling now. This was supposed to just be about comic books, but I'm talking about other shit. Anyway, all right, so that's it. Bunch of comics. Maybe something caught your eye, and you'll want to pick it up. Maybe when I read some of these, I'll review them. Who knows? I can't predict the future. All right. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. I didn't review anything, so I don't know what we're going to spoil. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of pretty much everything I buy. My Instagram is ErikSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. And that's it. So until next time, read more books.